Hello lovely people, I'm back again today to show you how to increase your protein intake. Now these are for those lovely ladies out there who are busy women running busy lives and don't really have time to do breakfast. And I'm going to show you an easy way that you can pre-prepare a very protein dense yummy breakfast to either take away with you or to have it ready, sort of pre-prepare it the night before, and you can have it pre-prepared like for the week, for example, or certainly for a few days in advance. And what I'm going to be doing is I am going to show you how I do my soaked oats. So this is my go-to breakfast regularly in the mornings, okay? And I usually pre-prepare this. And so I have to really think through all the bits because it's like clockwork now, but I'm putting into a jar. So this is a jar that you can sort of just take away, so breakfast on the go, and I'm going to be doing it in this bowl. So I've got myself here a half a cup of organic rolled oats, okay? Half a cup of organic rolled oats has 6 grams of protein, and then to that I am going to add my organic plant-based protein powder. Okay, so this is something that I get, and it's a plant-based one. I stay away from the whey powders because those are dairy-based, and I'm dairy intolerant. So for those of you who are dairy intolerant, stay away from the whey-based powders and get yourself a plant-based one or dairy-free. Anyway, so I've put a scoop of my plant-based organic protein powder. Now that one scoop of that is 21 grams of protein, and then to this I will also add a tablespoon and a half roughly of chia seeds. So that has 2 grams of protein. Okay, and I will also add a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds and a tablespoon of sunflower seeds and a tablespoon of hemp seeds. So the hemp seeds, a tablespoon of hemp seeds gives you 3 grams of protein. Sunflower seeds, 2 grams. And the pumpkin seeds, you get 1 gram of protein from a tablespoon. So to all that loveliness, I add a little pinch. So, I mean, we're talking like 1/8 of a teaspoon, if that, right? So really small amount of cinnamon, ground cinnamon. I add that to my oats, so it's all in there. And then I'm going to add oat milk. So I add my oat milk. Now this is my dark non-dairy version of milk, but you can add almond, you can use coconut milk, whichever milk that you prefer to use. So I've just poured in a half a cup of my oat milk into the bowl. And so what you're going to do with all of that is you're going to stir it all up quite nicely, okay? And what I am finding is that sometimes I add a little bit more of the milk, because what you want is you want them to be a little bit wet but not too wet. So I'm going to add roughly another 1/4 cup in there. So what's going to happen is this is going to soak overnight, and then I have what may look like a nice thick pudding to eat in the morning. So what I'm going to do to make it easy to then take away, you have your jar. You can see those here. So here it is. I've got the milk over there, and then I've got this nice bowl filled. So I'm going to pour it in to basically pop it into my takeaway mug. And it will thicken and get quite nice. Then now you can add like a dollop of plain Greek yogurt to this, and that will increase the content of your protein. I have also, and will show you that I will also put fresh berries on top. So there we go. I'm just tapping it all down into this lovely sort of even space, and then on top I will add some blueberries. So I've got some here, so a little bit, about a handful, little handful of blueberries which I've already washed, and they're in there, and there you have it. So you can just top that up with a dollop of yogurt. I put that in the fridge overnight, and it gets nice and solid in terms of like it's a very, it thickens up quite nicely, softens up, and there you have it. So in that mug, I've got, when you add up all of the ingredients, there's about 36.5 grams of protein. Why is that important? Because increasing protein intake is really important, especially if you're in your perimenopausal or postmenopausal years. That could be, you know, as early as in your late 30s, early 40s, where you're going perimenopausal, and then right through into postmenopause, right, where we start to need a higher intake of protein more. Now, what I've also done with this recipe is you can times it by 4, and I put it in a container like that, so it's a large container, and then keep it in the fridge, and then you get basically 4 breakfasts all ready to go, and all you have to do is just scoop it out, you know, quarter of this container at a time, and then you just top it up with your fruit, and off you go. So I hope you found that useful. It's really important to make sure that you keep your protein intake up. If you have any questions or you're interested in finding out more, then I'm going to include a link to my freebie, which goes into more detail about why women in their menopausal years or perimenopausal lead up to menopause need to increase, not decrease, protein intake. And women tend to default into not eating or eating less or skipping meals, and they're actually hurting their health more than they are improving it. So in my freebie, I go into a little bit more depth about that. If you're interested, I'm going to pop the link below in the comments so that you can access it. I've also got the link in my description. And for those of you watching on the Menopause Minute, which is my YouTube channel, you can hop over there and you will find the link in the description there. So, hope you found this useful. when you've got all of the ingredients together, enjoy this delicious breakfast. I certainly do. It is my go-to breakfast on a regular basis, even on weekends. Hope to see you at the next one. Bye for now.